And good evening. Welcome to Zero XP Studio. I'm Zero XP Dev. Alright. So, hope you enjoyed the relaxed game stream the other night. We might start doing some more of them, potentially. But anyway, tonight we're back into game development with our game Star Jump Warp Crisis. Now, last week we left off with... We've got some enemies, or one type of enemy. At the moment, it just starts spawning towards us. But we can fire at the enemies. Now there is more. So I think what we want to do is start changing our viewport a bit so we can see them a bit better. And we want a larger screen. We want to be able to go full screen. So let's close that off. And let's go to our game options first. Okay, so Windows, graphics. Let's go allow full screen switching, allow window resize. Excuse me. Oops. Okay, that's interesting. So it puts them all into like a sprite sheet. You might be able to change that default texture. Installer, images, graphics general. Let's change this to start with, so Zero XP Studio. Alright, so we've got all that done. Apply. Email visual. Okay. Alright. So now we should be able to, first of all, go max size. Now let's change our viewport a little. So rooms, room 1. Okay, so viewport. Let's keep that 1440, 2560. It is 2560, isn't it? Oops. Display settings. Let's do this one for a sec. Yeah, 2560. Alright, so now let's test that. There we go. And because we're scaled to the right setting now, so we'll have to figure out how we can like add the game options to do that later once we're doing that. Now, they're still a little close, like a little large, so let's... what will that be? What's 8K resolution? 8K resolution. 7680 by 4320. 7680 by 4320. Yes, that's like nearly all our size of that, so we'd need to make the map a lot larger. I potentially like the size of that though for the ship. That might be played with when we get what's name. Now, the idea is because you'll see how close they're spawning, so we want to make that potentially further away. Alright, so under our objects, and we need to do our collision as well tonight. Okay, so what do we want? Under our spawner first. Alright, so we're gonna go minimum, we're gonna go a random range. Hold on. Okay. Because what are we doing here exactly? That one's enemy X, that one's enemy Y. Okay, yep. So random range X1, X2. So somewhere between one of these two. So we're gonna put that one as X1. And OBJ player dot. Hold on, let me just double check this. Random range between that and that. Okay, so we need to make the first one smaller. So let's go between 5,000 and OBJ player X minus 3,000. And then let's do the same here, but this is going to be plus 3,000 up to plus 5,000. Alright, so let's expand that so we can see that formula properly. Okay. Alright, now essentially the same for the Y, but then change that to Y. Da, 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 da. Yep. Now, as we level up, we're going to add a so basically it'll be something like this. This isn't going to be, I'm going to disable this for now, but so disable. So it'll be basically if player levels up, then assign enemy 1 spawn rate. Now, where's our enemy 1 spawn rate first? Create stat. Why is it under here? So we're going to minus. So it'll be minus 50, for example. And then if enemy 1 spawn rate is less or equal to 50, then assign enemy 1 spawn rate to 50. That's just going to keep it there. Disable that. Actually, that can go there. Oh no, it will go there. Okay. So we've adjusted where they can spawn. Now we've got no leveling up, so that's just what we're going to do. And set alarm countdown. Alright, so let's test the distance of where they're spawning. Okay, what do we got? Enemy 1 spawner at line 7. That's not working. Because I need another bracket on the end of them. Alright, let's test that. That camera's a long way from center. Alright, I think I like that spawning distance though, because it keeps them further. And they're sort of coming off from off screen. Mostly off screen. Now just for a test, create, let's turn that down to 50. Ah. Yeah, see, that's a lot. You'd want to have a lot of weapons by then. Because especially their movement speed. Okay. Alright, so back to 300 for now. Now, let's work on collision. Okay, so object enemy collision. It's got object enemy 1. Now, I want to see... Add event. Collision object player. Collision with OBJ player. Alright. They should destroy, because that's like a kamikaze. And it should do damage to the player. Now. So we need health. Health for the player. So this means we're going to need more variables in each starship. Okay, hold on. Come here first, because we've already got enemy HP. We need to fix our draw event for our player, so we can see those stats better. OBJ player. Draw value. Okay. Set font size, fonts. Doesn't have fonts. Text alignment. Ah, here we go. Set font. Text set alignment. Set text alignment. Okay, hold on. We've done this before. On a new IDE. Now let's pull up Shuttle 0. Was our asteroid clone. Alright. OBJ player first. So draw. Yeah, we need to set a font. Alright. Create. Create group first. Prototype fonts. Create font. FNT. Prototype. Debug. Group. Size. Let's go 100. Oh, we need to. Whoops. Where's our OBJ player? So set font. FNT. Prototype debug. Good, but we need to fix our spacing perhaps. Actually, probably it's a bit too big. Let's change that to 50. Maybe even smaller. 30. Yeah, it's readable. Alright, and then come to our player. Alright. So let's go 0, 50. Let's test that. Alright, there we go. So now we can see all that. Let's fix our camera first. Alright, so viewport. Follow. Horizontal border. Now, is this off the viewport or the camera? It'll be off the camera, surely. Alright, so let's... 680 divided by 2. That should be 3840. No. So 3840. I want to keep it ahead though, so if we have 3840, let's go 300, 500. 500. 4340. And then 4320 divided by 2. $24.10. Let's try that. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so we need a... Alright, change our room size. 50,000 by 50,000. Alright, now it's in the center. F5. Now there should be quite a lot of space before we hit the border. Yeah, see, there's the border there. Okay, so how do we do... Da, da, da. Maybe a bullet outside room. Step. Ah, wraparound room. Okay. So it's under the object player. OBJ player. Under step. Movement. Wraparound room. Both horizontal and vertical. Now that'll change, so like where we're going to do the asteroid level, for example, it's going to be the top and bottom. It might be a longer room. So, not longer so much, but like skinny long, like instead of 50,000 square, we'll do 20,000 and have it, or 25 rather. So longer asteroids across the top and bottom, and then you can wrap on the sides, so you're sort of like within a asteroid belt. It feels like a circle or something maybe. Alright, now so we can test that then. What happens with the camera exactly? Alright, we don't have to keep holding it. Alright, so it goes to the edge, and then it comes out the other side. I don't know if I like that. How do you spawn the room to the other side next to it automatically? We'll see us at max speed there, going slower. But yeah, we're not usually going to be at max speed, just running away. I don't like that though, how it just snaps and then comes to the other side. Alright, we've got it wrapping though for now, we can fix that later. So, back to our collisions. Health first. We need a health for the player. Okay. So, OBJ Starship. Okay. So we need to pretty much copy that, that. Copy him in there. So we're keeping weapons at the bottom. Okay. Who knows what that song's from? Matilda. Alright. Okay, so Starship base health. Starship base shield. Yep. Upgrade health. Starship upgrade shield. Starship health. Starship base health. Plus Starship upgrade health. Starship shield. They don't need those brackets, do they? Okay. So if we copy that, no, we need to copy all three. Alright, Starship base health. I say 100. Shield 100. Copy that. Come down to the next Starship. Why don't we have that here? Maybe J11 one. Okay, it was a duplicate. Da, da, da. Now that one can go 150. 150. Okay. Now, come back to our OBJ player and our create event there. What? We need a player first, in our pilot rather. Alright, so OBJ pilot. Alright, so pilot base health, pilot base shield, pilot upgrade health, pilot upgrade shield, pilot health. Alright. Now let's just put them 0 for now as well. So we are just focusing on what our starship is. OBJ player. Just delete that, we don't need that one. Okay. Is it under enemy? Where is it? Enemy collision. No. Oh, no, there. OBJ enemy 1. Minus HP, yeah. And then OBJ weapon 2. Ah, it doesn't have that. Okay, that's why I didn't see that. What if we go change event, collision, objects, enemies, OBJ enemy collision. No. Hold on, how do I do that? Needs to get it from the parent. Okay, what if we just go enemy HP? Now let's make sure we do that on here. Enemy HP. If enemy HP is that, is it less or equal? Enemy speed. Enemy speed. Okay. Why is that disabled? Outside RAM? Enable. Hmm. New object. OBJ. Weapon collision. Player weapon collision. Hmm. ABJ. Fire. 2. Right. Okay. I did only do it in that thing. Oh. Da, 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 da. Okay. So OBJ weapon collision. Let's copy. Where did it go? Weapon 1. Cut that. Yes. Paste it there. Enemy HP -1. Assign to other. No, to player weapon damage. So that one does 1. That one does 2. Now, inherit, and object. Let's test that. Let's see what's happening. Okay. Object player. Player weapon 1 cooldown. Create event. Ah, okay. Is there something in this step? Yes. And the draw. Okay. Fuck, that does need to be player weapon 1 on all of them, because otherwise when we've got more weapons, it's not going to, because we need to distinguish between the weapons. Cooldown. Did I fix all that? Something in the step. Player weapon 1 cooldown. Now is all that fixed? Okay, what's going on here? Object weapon collision. Object unknown, player weapon damage. weapon damage, okay. Okay. What is this breaking exactly? Where's an enemy? Come on, enemies. Okay. Variable, unknown object, player weapon damage. That's it. It doesn't know what the object is. Object, player, weapon, collision. Okay, so do I need to put that? Do I need to put it with under on each weapon? No, hold on, hold on. It's going to the right object. Object OBJ player weapon 1. Does it think it's getting that? Okay, what if... Is it going to need to be on that, each of them? Okay. Cut that. Delete that. Yes. I think we don't need that then. But on each of these, we do need... Object enemy, where's weapon 1? And then same. So copy that. Delete event. Paste that. Alright, now let's try that. Why? Weapon damage, not set. Okay. I think I need to take a break, clear my mind for a sec, because something's broken in my mind as well as in the game, so I can't fix it if my mind is broken. So I need to refresh my mind for a sec, and then we can come back and fix the game. So we're going to take a quick 10-minute break. Oh crap, and I've had it on my main Zoom, so none of you have seen what I've been doing. I'm sorry about that. That's what you should have been on. We're going to make sure we go to that when we come back. So, we're going to go 10-minute break, and we'll be back. I'm 0xp Dev. This is 0xp Studio. We'll see you in 10. Okay, and we're back. I'm 0xp Dev. This is 0xp Studio. Now, let me just close that off. So, first thing, we're going to make sure we pull back up our main screen. So, look, I sort of described what we were doing. We were just adding our health. We've added some other variables in for... actually, we haven't added variables. We changed our room sizing and stuff. Let's go into our game for a sec. So we've got our large room sizing. Now we've started to try and do some collision for our enemies with our bullets, so we can have a single, but we're getting an error, which we need to fix. So that's what we're trying to do. So I think I might need to pull AI into this. Oh, why is that not working again? It's working on there. It's because of that. Do we just get rid of that variable, and because we're assigning it on each one anyway? Let's try it that way. Is it as simple as that? Yeah, it's as simple as that. Okay. Alright, so in our draw, let's go here. So, current health. Oh, we need... Where did we do that? Okay, we didn't pull them in yet. That's right, because I got distracted by that bioweapon stuff. Okay. So, player health. Player health current. Excuse me. And then player shield. Player shield current. Okay, so player health current is going to be starship health plus pilot health. Wait. Current starship instance. Dot starship health and current pilot instance dot pilot health. That's just going to be as simple as that. Player health current is player health. Now, shield, it's basically the same. And well, we got someone else spamming chat. At least it's not porn links. Actually, we've seen this fight princess before. She does the same thing, spamming the emoticons and then leaves. A bit of harmless fun. Okay. So we've got health. So now we can go. Where did we make those copies? Current max health. Player health. Current health. Player health current. Alright, so that's going to be 650. 700. Okay, now. Current max shield. Player shield. Excuse me. Then current shield. 2-player shield current. Okay, so 750, 800, 850, 900. Okay, so we've got them displaying. Okay. Now I want to kind of add on the where are we? Object 1 spawner. So add, draw event, draw self, set font, FNT, prototype debug, draw value. Wait. So what do we? Health. Okay, there we go. Test that. Yep. Alright, so everything's working there. Now we need some collision with the player. So, player collision. That's going to be for DJ player. Enemy collision with OBJ player. Okay, so collision event with player. So why can't we do that? Event, collision, object, OBJ player. Okay, that was weird. Assign variable, other. Player health current, -10. So they're going to do 10 damage just for hitting the player. And then destroy instance self. Alright, so let's test that. So now the enemies should be able to run into us and do damage to us. So we're going to monitor our health down here. 90. Yep. Okay, now, so object player. In the step event, we're going to control our health. So, if variable, if player, health, current is equal, less or equal to 0, then destroy instance, and for now we'll just go restart room. Where is it? Room. Restart room. Alright, so we're still shooting them fine. They've still got health. So let's just get them to kill us. 80. Ah, hold on. This is just our health first. Okay, we need to implement our shields. Do we do it that the player has to hold a button to activate the shield, or do we do it just Halo style, where it takes damage from the shield first, and then... Wait, hold on. Because we were gonna... So we got the death and restart room working. What were we gonna do in our design document? Let's check on that. What did we say for our shields? So, where are we? 0xp Studio, game design document. That's the whole point of why we created this. Alright, so narrative. Let's go. Shield. Page 8. Okay, so yeah, I've just put about shields recharge slower. Okay. So what we're gonna do then, object enemy collision. What do we need? Object Hmm. I feel like each enemy is just gonna have to have their own collision event. Because I need to have some do more than others. More damage than others. Okay. Cut event. Yes. Object enemy 1. Haste event. Okay. We'll just delete that. So we don't need that then. Yeah. We'll just keep all the collisions in the objects themselves. So, this is where we need to change this. So, first off, let's go to the player. ABJ player. So, if first. Wait, no. Ah, shit. Yeah, no, that's right. Player shield current first is less or equal to 0, then do the damage to the player health current. Do that to other. Do we want to do more damage to a shield than we do to the player health? Or vice versa? Because we could do, for example, like, it does more damage to the shields, and does like 20 damage to the shields, but then only does 10 damage to the ship. The shields wear down faster then, basically. Or we could do like a lot of damage to the shields with a little damage to the ship at the same time, and then if there are no shields, then it does all the damage to the ship. Just gonna ask my partner what she thinks. What do you think? So at the moment, I've got the enemy colliding with the player. The enemy ship blows up because it's like kamikaze, and at the moment, I've just got it does 10 damage to the player. All right, but we're gonna implement. We've got shields as well, so there's a couple of ideas. Either we just keep it like 10 damage both to the shields and the player. So if the shields run, like it does 10 damage to the shields. If the shields run out, it does 10 damage to the player. Or we could go one higher and the other lower, for example. So shields, it does 20 damage to the shields until the shields run out, and then it does 10 damage to the ship. Like it does more damage to the shields than it does the ship, for example, or vice versa. 10 damage to the shields, and then if it actually hits the ship, it does a lot more damage to the ship, and like 20 damage to the ship. Or the other option is even when it hits the shields, let's say it does 10 damage to the shields,
it also does 2 damage to the ship at the same time until the shields run out, and then it does the whole 10 damage to the ship. Like, you still get a little bit of damage on the player health, regardless of the shields. Like, you don't get the full damage, but you still get a little. Like, shields basically reduce how much damage gets done to the ship, not completely free. What do you think? You don't know? We'll just do it at the moment for 10 of the shields. If the shields run out, then it does 10 to the ship, and we can change it later if we want. Alright, so let's do that. So shields going down. We could make the spawn rate a bit faster for now, so we can get through testing a bit quicker. Let's go 100. Alright, so shield 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 0. Now the health. Oh, okay, we need to keep... Okay, so to our object player. Let's go an if variable here. Okay, so if player shield current is less or equal than 0, then player shield current equals 0. So that's equal to shield okay, hold on, let's player shield full, player health full. Alright, so if player shield current is less or equal to player shield, then we're going to set an alarm. Now let's go, hold on, so how many, we want calculator, 300 divided by 60, so that's every 5 seconds for the before. But if we go, what do we say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, we'll do that 300 as well. Set alarm countdown, alarm 1 to 300. Event alarm 1. Okay. Now alarm 1 is going to
Let's do that. Ah, back in here. Um, okay, hold on. Oops. Let's go. New conversation. How do I reset an alarm in Game Maker? Like, um, 0. Okay, that is less than 0. And this is only if shield is less. And set alarm countdown 1 to 60 frames. So every second then. Just add 1. Let's try that. Whoops. Is it in the collision? Alright. Is it in there? It's under there. Ah, I have full. Fire shield full. There we go. No. Ah, in the draw event. Okay. Now let's test that. Shields are not going up. 4, 5. Why is it not going up? Okay, if it's shield current is less or equal than full, set alarm countdown 1, 300. I think we might have that wrong. Let's try that. Three, 4, 5. Nothing's changing. Their shield full. Initial current is whatever that is full. That's set. It's not going off though. Hold on, let me close everything off because for some reason they're not opening again live. Let's see if this does it. Okay. Okay. Player shield current is equal should full. Now, first off, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. And then we go -1. What? Okay, so okay, let's try that. Oh, 5. There we go. Now it's starting to recharge. Then it stops. Alright, now let's get a bunch of them so we can all like reduce it really fast. Yep, and it keeps going. And then, yeah, okay, there we go. Nice. Alright, so shields are working. And we start again. So their shields are regenerating after 5 seconds. Only by 1 per second. Ah, shit. Whoa, why aren't they dying? Why aren't they dying anymore? Okay, what's broken there? Object player weapon. Where'd our collision events with them go? God damn it. Okay. Add event. Collision. Object. Enemies. Enemy 1. Wait. We're gonna have a lot more. Actually, no. Okay. We do need an object enemy collision. It needs to be just under enemies. Enemy 1, parent, object enemies, object enemy collision. Object player weapon 1. Change event. Collision, object enemies, object enemy collision. Okay. Assign variable. Enemy health. -1 relative. And do that to the other, and then destroy instance. Copy event. Paste event. -2 on that one. Did we fix it? Yes, okay. I don't know why that disappeared. Alright. Let's just make a save quickly first. Just to make sure. Alright. So we've got our collision. Let's just make sure everything is working as intended. So movement, that's all working. Brakes. We can kill enemies. We've got collision with the enemies that's reducing our health. Our shields first, rather. Shields are recharging. Let's make sure they go back up to max. Make sure we avoid all the enemies for a sec. Oh no, actually what happens when we go to the other side? Do the enemies keep following? No, they're not going to keep following. We need to add that to the enemies as well then. They're going to instantly turn around. So now there's going to be a bunch come from that side. Alright, but shields are stopping at max 100. And then we should, because we're going to run into all of them real quick. Here they all come. Here we go. The health is going down. Health is going down, and we restart. Alright, so that's all working. So everything's working at the moment. We're going to take a quick 10-minute break again and come back to... What are we going to do first? We need to start adding experience. So killing the enemy gains experience points. Now that will be... That'll be on the enemy. And it's going to be apply the event to, like, upon the enemy being destroyed, basically, add so much experience to the player. And then that can be adjusted for each enemy, how much experience it adds. So we'll work on that when we come back.
So I'm Zero XP Dev. This is Zero XP Studio, and don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay, and we're back a little bit sooner from the break. So, all right, let's kick over to our main screen. I'm Zero XP Dev. If you haven't caught on already, this is Zero XP Studio. We're developing games from scratch, zero experience. We've gained a little bit of experience. Now, that's what we need to do in game. Start gaining experience. So, if you haven't caught up already, what we've got so far, we've got our ship, we've got our movement. We can strafe, we've got our movement forwards and backwards, we've got our brakes, we've got our enemies that start attacking us. These are our kamikaze enemies first. They don't shoot anything because, hey, we don't have much way of weapons and all, so we need to start gaining experience to start upgrading our weapons. And if they hit us, we start losing health. Now, all shields first. They'll recharge. Whoops. And if we run out of shields, now everything's just in these debug messages at the moment around the objects. We're going to add extra later. But yeah, if we run out of shields, we start doing damage to our health. And if we run out of health, where's some more enemies? We die. Dang. So, let's go. We want to start adding experience, so it's going to be add event, other, other. Step. On destroy. Sign variable. Now we need OBJ player. Every time. Excuse me a second. Okay. All right. Create object. BJ player.
Master. Okay. That's all we need to start with. Experience player level. These closed. It won't. Objects, player, OBJ player. One. Let's go 5. Uh, 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 uh. Excuse me. Mm-mm. Let's get rid of the current, just to shorten it a bit for us. Travel. Experience points. Okay. Alright, XP is going up. Even this is fun. Okay, that's a good sign. Alright. So experience points is going up. How can we refer to an array of experience points and levels within GameMaker? Required each player level. Hmm. So if we don't need to set an array, we can set a variable. Okay, let me go Excel for a sec. I'll see what that does. So XP required. Right. Level. Player run level. Should pull this over here. Got experience for level up equals that times 100 plus 100 0. Whoa. Okay, no.
100.
There's 10 on each. Okay. Now step event.
Okay. Fire, run. Okay, hold on. We need to go like that. Right. 0. And then in here. Okay. Fire, run, level calc. Okay. Okay. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I want to do another one here. Oops. Why is it saying 20?
Okay, something's wrong there. That's why. There we go. Okay. So required XP 100. So we've got to kill 20 of these bastards first. Okay, cool. $100, 300, 500. Yeah, I like that. And then it goes up to 1,000,000 for 100 points. Let's save that. Alright, so that's saved. I think that might do us for tonight. So we've got proper levels and stuff now. We've got collision with the player. We've got levels where we can level up. So we can start building off that, like what happens in each level, like when you gain a level. Um, but yeah, when you look at through our debug, blueprints. We've got all our info about what we're doing. So all our speeds and everything for our ship information. We've got our info for our health. So we can see we're losing shields and stuff, and shields will recharge. And if we die and it resets for now. But we've implemented experience gain. Now all these things are going to be copy and paste, so when we add different enemies and stuff, like different enemies will have the same events, and we just change the values for how much. We can add weapons to them. And yeah. We definitely need to find out how we can add different different like enemy AI like travel behaviors. But everything's working, so we can start leveling up. Next time we can start working on what happens when we level up. So this is 0xp Dev for 0xp Studio. Tune in next time. Follow along on our Twitch. 8 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time, Brisbane GMT plus 10. Every Tuesday and Thursday. Have a great night.